What's up, waves? Welcome back to Anime Lane. As always, I'm your host, Notorious, and joining me once again today is Shaun.
Hello.
Last time we did a whole thing about the Muppets.
Yeah, we did, and we
And
went on for a while.
yeah, and that was just meant to be an episode talking about what we were up to recently, and the Muppets just sort of took over and became the whole episode.
To be fair, I half expected that, given how many movies that we both watched.
So here we are now, just actually doing the thing we were meant to do originally.
Yeah, the original plan.
So, yeah, what you been up to recently?
Probably the biggest one in my mind. I've been watching the Fallout show.
Oh yeah, because season 2 just finished airing not long ago, right?
Yeah, it finished about a month ago, I want to say.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I can't remember if I talked about the first season of the Fallout show when I watched it, because that was around when it came out in early 2024.
I have no idea if you mentioned it on here before.
Or was it 2025?
I think it was 2024.
Hmm.
I think. I remember watching the first episode and then not watching anything after that.
Yeah, which, disappointed by, because it's of all the video game adaptations that have come out in the last few years and the current trend of them,
Yeah.
it's pretty good, honestly.
I did like the first episode. I just watched the first episode and went, I'll get back to that.
And then you didn't.
And then I didn't.
It's good. I am a pretty big Fallout fan when the tide hits. I'll call it, because I can go a long time without thinking about Fallout at all, but then when it gets to me, I am in it.
Yeah.
Brief overview of the first season. Very good, very faithful. I liked the way the story was sort of going. I won't go into too many details, but I will say that at the end of the first season, they revealed that the second season is mainly going to be based around New Vegas and the Mojave, which is the titular game New Vegas takes place in. It's about that part. So there were concerns.
Yeah.
On how they would deal with that, because the show canonically takes place about 15 years after the events of that game. And Bethesda can be a bit iffy.
Yeah.
With canonical events with their games. I am not going into the Warp of the West for Daggerfall.
Yeah.
But that's a clusterfuck. So how are they going to deal with it? And it turns out I have mixed-ish thoughts on it.
Yeah.
I think mainly good. I think they've done a decent job to sidestep most of the things. There are some things I think have definitely been made canon, whether Bethesda wants to acknowledge it or not, just because some things and some characters are mentioned as still being alive. Yeah. And some characters do come back, albeit in a way you can kind of explain as like whether anything could have happened to them in the game, but still, they basically just confirm that some are alive, and that's just how it is. So, but there is another chance where they just sort of deal with it by going, "Oh, everything's just even worse," and we're not going to give you the details on how it got worse. It's just worse now. Like there's just a bunch. I think the way they dealt with New Vegas was that they just it got infested with a death claws at one point. Oh, okay. And everybody died.
Wow.
Which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But it does give us some good sort of climactic parts near the end of the season. Again, I don't want to go into details because it's really cool. But overall, good. It portrays the characters and the factions specifically as pretty well, all in all. The original characters of Lucy, Max, and the Ghoul, played by Walton Goggins, all of them are really good characters, really interesting. They're played well. Walton Goggins is fucking everywhere now, because he plays that role so good, and I like Maximus specifically. He's the Brotherhood of Steel character.
Oh, okay.
He's becoming my favorite character.
Is he the one that looks like Jonathan Majors?
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember seeing him in the first episode, but then because it's been that long, I saw a poster for Fallout Season 2 on my Fire Stick because Amazon, and I was just looking at it and went, that can't be
Yeah, it's not. He does look like a younger Jonathan Majors, but he seems a lot better as a person, from what I know. So
Poor guy.
yeah, it's not his fault.
No.
He's sort of becoming my favorite character. One, because his stories around the Brotherhood of Steel, and I have to admit they're one of my favorite factions, just due to the fact that they keep popping up in different ways, and I love how different each version of them appears in every game. I've been in this series so long that it's like it's like seeing old friends, but the problematic old friends that you're not sure you're really all there with a lot of the time. But his whole story is basically seeing the flaws of the Brotherhood. I'll give details on this and just being like, maybe I'm not on the right side here.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Because I remember him sort of being... He didn't really fit in, from what I recall of the first episode, at least. Again, I can't comment on beyond that.
To try and not give spoilers, we find out from his backstory he wasn't born into the Brotherhood or anything. I can't remember the first episode sort of detailed that, but he basically got found by the Brotherhood.
Right.
And so in the circumstances of like that, he sees them as these like shining knights in like armor that are going to bring like chivalry and honor to the wasteland. And the thing about the Brotherhood is they don't really do that a lot of the time. Sometimes they're closer to it than others, and other times they're just sort of dicks.
Yeah.
And the Brotherhood that he's part of are just kind of dicks. So his whole journey is basically, finding his way around and see if he wants to actually stay in there. Yeah. Season 2 put a more climactic view on that. Where he is now is definitely feels like he's on a place where he feels more at home with himself. And it's been great to just sort of see his character develop over that season specifically. On the other hand, Lucy doesn't change that much, but the way it's done is that she's more affirmed in herself in spite of all the stuff that the wasteland is throwing at her.
Okay.
Which is very nice, and we're finding more and more about the ghoul's backstory with each episode, and it's just getting more interesting.
Yeah.
Again, last thing I'll say about season 2. Again, not to give details, but there's a certain faction that's popped up at the end that has very interesting implications in the fact that they're just here at all.
Oh, okay. I can guess who it is.
Can you?
Yeah, is it the Enclave?
A little bit, yeah.
Look, if you say, there's a faction that's popped up...
It could have been Caesar's Legion.
I already knew Caesar's Legion was there, no?
Yeah, but like, from the way the story goes, the fact that they popped up in as a force.
Oh, okay. Because I knew, not Macaulay.
Macaulay.
No, the other one. Oh wait, is it Macaulay that's in it?
Yeah.
I thought it was one of the other Culkin brothers.
No, it's him.
Is it him?
Yeah. And it's funny, but he does play that part pretty well. You could argue it is basically just Kevin, but older, and he didn't go to therapy. But it's just cool to see him there. Yeah. So I did like his character and where he went. But yeah, I guess spoiler. Sorry. The Enclave are still alive. We're not sure how powerful they are. From what I can tell, I don't think they're as big a force as they used to be. Yeah. But it's hard to tell if this is just a certain detachment in around this area of the US, or if there is something more secret going on. They hint that maybe. Yeah. But it's hard to tell. But I am interested.
So is season 3 being confirmed, or?
Yeah, it's been confirmed. They're filming in May.
Okay.
And I think they're aiming to have it out by either end of this year or next year, which is, I hate to say, kind of refreshing. Yeah. That it's not just a 2 or 3 year gap.
So where do they go from here if they've done 3 New Vegas technically after New Vegas takes place? Because everything else takes place before these, right?
Like the games.
Yeah, like 1, 2, 4 all take place before 3.
Yeah. No. 1 and 2 are probably the ones with the biggest gaps between them in terms of the timeline. Fallout 1 takes place in the year 2160 something. I forget. Then there's a huge gap between that and 2, which takes us to 2240.
Okay.
2240s. Then 3 takes place 200 years after the bombs fell.
Right.
Which is 2277.
Oh, okay.
Funny, by the way, the bombs drop in 2077.
Yeah.
That's not a great year for like
No.
video games. And 4 takes place 10 years after 3.
Oh, I thought 4 took place before.
Nah. Well, okay. 4 starts off taking place before.
Well, yeah, because it takes place before the bombs.
Yeah, but like...
I mean, in the sense of, like, I always remember 4 being described sort of not too dissimilar to 76, where they're, like, some of the earliest ones to come out of the... But that's patently not true when you see raiders come in and fucking kill the wife.
Yeah.
Or husband, depending on the gender you pick.
I think you're just getting a little mixed up.
Yeah.
Because 76 is the one that takes place before all the other games. Because that's an MMO.
Yeah.
And what else are they going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to have to kill all these people somehow.
And two, Bethesda just likes to pretend 2 doesn't exist.
Kinda. So, I mean...
Because society was starting to rebuild in 2.
Yeah.
And then they just went... Nah.
They tried to. They've sort of sidestepped it by going, okay, so the games we're developing are on the other side of the country, so we don't really have to acknowledge them. And what makes New Vegas so cool is that because they had some of the original developers on the original games, they were at least allowed to build up what they were doing from there, which is why the West Coast is kind of more. A bit like Crusader Kings and how it's like border changes are, whereas the East Coast is just sort of a wasteland.
Yeah.
And the show takes place around 9 years after 4.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it takes place after all the games. So it's interesting to see where the state of the world is now and some of the factions. Because we do know, I don't know if you care for me to like confirm this or not. We do know that the Brotherhood of Steel from 4 is still alive and well.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of rules, like at the very least, Elder Maxon is still alive, which means that both the Institute ending from 4 and the Railroad ending from 4, where you blow up the Pridwin, along with everyone on it, can't really be canon unless they find a cop out of like that of like confirming that. So and from the sounds of it, the Brotherhood might have won in Fallout 4, but also might have not. There's conflicting things in the show, so it's hard to tell right now.
Okay.
This kind of just underpins my main problem with the show is that I wish they would just commit. Yeah. Really, like, stop tiptoeing around like things and just decide to confirm one way or the other. Because I'm not gonna care. Because
also ultimately, like, it's a show.
Yeah.
It's a different medium from the game, so whenever we eventually get Fallout 5, if we get Fallout 5...
I hope so, when I'm still alive.
They don't need to adhere to any canon from the show. They can just continue on doing whatever random shit Todd Howard decides to do.
Well, if it takes place in a completely different area of the country, they can basically just ignore it. Unless there's, like, countrywide, like, consequences in the show, which... Even now, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Like, 4 and 3 only interact, like, a little bit, and the things from 3 that come back, which is mainly just the Brotherhood of Steel and, like, their backstory, is, 1, they still had to acknowledge some things happened in 3 canonically. Like, you get the good ending in 3. That's just confirmed. You can't be evil in 3 canonically, but... The fact that the Brotherhood also just changed so fundamentally between the two, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because the Brotherhood from 3 is a completely different beast from the ones in 4.
Yeah.
So they can do it just fine. I don't care about my personal headcanon being fulfilled.
Yeah.
If it serves the story, just fucking pick a story and just stick with it if you've got something interesting. Because if you're not going to do that, you might as well have made the show a completely different universe.
Yeah.
Or a separate timeline, at least. Yeah. Because of that, watching the show, I'm also now deep in my Fallout 4 addiction again.
Yeah.
Which is... I have mixed thoughts about 4. It is absolutely my 10,000 hours plus do not recommend game. Because... every good thing it does feels like it comes with the caveat of like not being implemented well. Because like one of the facts when I usually play the game, and unless I'm doing like a specific evil playthrough or whatever, if I'm doing a standard playthrough, I usually go I usually try and build up the Minutemen as like my main faction to end the game with, while also doing the railroad stuff. But the thing about the Minutemen as a faction, I think they're the best ending in terms of like morally good, but they're so underdeveloped.
Yeah.
There's only like 3 major quests they get in the entire game that isn't just Radiant shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just have to go and liberate safe towns or whatever they're called.
Settlements, yeah.
Yeah.
They need your help. I'm gonna mark this on your map because they need your help.
Oh.
And like, I know it's probably because they wanted a way to like introduce the crafting element and the building up stuff, which can be cool if you're into that.
Yeah.
I'm not as into that.
Needs it.
What?
Not every game needs it.
No, I'm not usually into it. It's kind of cool, but I'm not gonna build superstructures out of it.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not that kind of player.
You're not building the second tower.
No. I could if I wanted to, but it sucks because I love their aesthetic, and they've got a whole bunch of lore that's never really thrown at you. You just have to find out over the course of the game, and it is really interesting. I like their whole sort of American Revolutionary-esque idealism that sort of contrasts with what the America in this universe sort of became.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how America is going now.
Yeah.
But because it's very underdeveloped, you can't really capitalize on any of that. You just kind of have to headcanon your way into something satisfying, and that sucks.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to do that. It's the same with stuff like the Institute, where like, what is the Institute's goal? I've been playing the game for 10 years. I don't think I could give you a full solitary answer. Replacing people with synths, but not really, because what they tell you what they want is to just hide underground for like forever and never interact with the surface, but they keep interacting with the surface. So it's like, what do you want? And they don't know what they want.
Yeah.
So what are you doing, buddy? And also the twist reveal that your son is the director of the Institute, just, it feels like it should be more important than it is, but that's also like the second half of the main quest, and by the time you've had like 5 conversations with them maximum, he's suddenly declaring you as the successor of the being the leader of the Institute, and it's like, I just got here, man.
Yeah.
Why are you giving this to me?
I usually just shoot him in the head.
That's fair.
Yeah. I say usually. I've played it once, and that was when it came out back in 2015.
2015, yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
It just had an anniversary update, and that made me feel old.
Yeah, I saw that, and like, I have it for PS4, and I was looking at it, and it was like, pay for it, and I'm like, but I own it already. Don't I get the upgrade for free? No. I'm like, oh, you've done the fucking Skyrim thing again.
Of course they have.
Fuck you.
It makes money.
But there's no, like, unlike Skyrim, where you could get a native PS5 version of Skyrim, just minus the anniversary stuff, I don't see that for Fallout 4.
No.
And I'm like, fuck you. And I'm like, didn't I own the Game of Year version for the PS4? No. Fuck. I got it on PC. I don't care that much, but I'm just annoyed that it's not a free upgrade when, like, what could you possibly have added? Bethesda doesn't do
Creation Club content.
Oh, so I get a couple of free mods that I could have gotten for free anyway, because I have it on PC.
No. Paid mods that you're now getting for free.
I'm sure I can find them for free on Nexus.
Sheesh. It did add some, like, interesting free stuff that now that the second season of the Fallout show has come out has maybe some hints at where the universe is going. I'm at least happy to know that Bethesda is keeping a pulse on the universe.
Yeah.
On the game side, at least a little bit, but it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, they're back in the Elder Scrolls mines, I think.
Yeah, and that's not going to come out for a while.
No, they forgot that they announced it.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh fuck. Oh
shit, we should do something. Starfield was really supposed to be the thing that would cash cow them for a while, and then it didn't happen.
Yep.
And now they're kind of scrambling.
That's what happens when you fucking make it Xbox PC exclusive. Like, you just lose.
Yeah, and you don't change your design philosophy for over a decade. We've said it before. Like, I think I talked about it in the Assassin's Creed video that came out not long ago. But like, it's hard for Bethesda to really compete as a RPG juggernaut in air quotes.
Yeah.
When you've got games now that are like Baldur's Gate 3 or Kingdom Come Deliverance, which I haven't played yet, but I need to.
Yeah.
And like Cyberpunk that do all these like interesting narrative RPG things way better. While Bethesda just hasn't changed.
Yeah. They haven't changed since Morrowind.
No, not really. And that's depressing.
Yeah. Like, literally every Elder Scrolls game since Oblivion has been the same thing with a different coat of paint.
Basically, yeah.
And that's it. There was Elder Scrolls Online, which was a massive misfire. They shot themselves in the foot several times.
It's still going, though.
It's still going. That's because they kind of corrected it, but now I don't know what they're doing because they're changing it up again.
76 still exists.
Oh, yeah, 76.
I played a little bit of it recently and was like, I'll maybe come back.
Yeah, we played that once.
Yeah.
Together, and I was like, I'm good.
Not fine.
I'm good.
I feel like as just not a game I want to be super invested in, but like just a time killer thing to do. I don't know. Maybe I'll chill with it for a couple months.
Yeah.
We'll see. I know I'm gonna stick through. So for my Fallout 4 playthroughs that I've done now, I've done one playthrough where I've just done Institute stuff because I barely do that playthrough.
Yeah.
And I've done another one where I've just like added some mods and I've added the Enclave in as a full faction as a mod, and then I decided, wait, I don't want to be evil. I feel bad. So then I destroyed them again because fuck them. And now I'm planning to do the main quest on as another Minutemen Railroad sort of combined thing, and then maybe replay the DLC. Replay Far Harbor specifically because I played that one years ago.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty good one. I'm happy to like replay that again. That had like it's much more contained, and that makes it a much more interesting story with actual decisions that have consequences.
Yeah.
And I never did the Nuka World DLC before.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that happened.
Yeah, from what I can tell, it's a DLC where you can just be evil.
Oh, okay.
Because the main game didn't really have a full-on evil, no matter what, faction. So they just relegated it to a DLC.
Wow.
So I might do that. I've also been watching A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh yeah.
At the time of recording, the last episode came out, not last night, but the night before.
Monday night, yeah.
And I haven't seen the last episode yet, but I have seen every episode up to it, and that is some good Game of Thrones right there.
Yeah.
I haven't had Game of Thrones that good, I think, in a while, and that's saying something because I am immensely obsessed with this universe.
Yeah.
When I let myself be. It's just a good adaptation of like the short story. I read the short story that was based off a few years ago, and like it's very refreshing because it's following characters that aren't slimy, backstabbing, super political arseholes. It's literally just following a guy trying his best.
Yeah.
And like half of the comedic moments in the show come from the fact that he's just trying his best and nobody else knows how to deal with him because they're expecting him to be playing some sort of game or having his own agenda, but like, no, he's just a dude. he just wants to be a knight and help people, and everyone else is like, huh? It's great. I heavily recommend it.
Yeah.
That last episode that I saw specifically was honestly a 10 out of 10 episode.
Wow.
It reminded me of like the good times of Thrones.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I'm now actively thinking about collecting the 4Ks of the original, the first shows.
Yeah. I saw that there was like a thing with, I think it was the last episode, like the season finale and the Breaking Bad finale.
I think it was the second last episode.
Oh, was it the second last episode? Yeah.
That's so fucking stupid.
It's like was it The Godfather and The Dark Knight all over again on IMDb?
Yeah.
Where now it's Shawshank that's number one because both of them downvoted each other to hell.
You know what? Good.
Yeah.
Deserved.
Yeah.
There is a petty part of me that's like, because Breaking Bad fans have been doing that for years, I think, haven't they?
I don't know. I just know that Ozymandias, the last episode of Breaking Bad, has been sitting at like a 10.
Yeah.
For a long time. From
what I've heard, it's like anytime there's an episode of a TV show that's come out that's also gotten a 10, like Breaking Bad fans like collectively organized to try and downvote it just to make sure that show remains the only one on the top 10. So this time it was like, you know what? Fuck you.
When the two unemployed fandoms go at war against each other.
Yeah, this is what happens.
Yeah. Because that is just unemployed behavior. Like...
It really is. I mean, I am currently unemployed right now, and even I saw that. That's sad as shit.
Yeah.
Go outside.
Yeah. Like, let both episodes have that score. Who gives a shit? Like, I mean, Breaking Bad does have an incredible ending, but I'm sure that episode is just as good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if it gets a 10, that's cool, awesome. That's another episode that gets a 10.
From my point of view, as a fan of this universe, is... Love it. It's already way better than what Dance of the Dragon season 1 was like, and I liked season 1 of that show.
You mean House of the Dragon?
What did I say?
Dance of the Dragons.
Fuck.
Which isn't even the book, isn't it?
I'm thinking that because that's like the event in universe that the war is called, but no, House of the Dragon. I liked season 1 of that show, but it's like Night of the Seven Kingdoms so far has been way better. Like I said, it's almost up there.
Yeah.
With, like the top of what Game of Thrones was.
Wow. I do need to check it out. I just I'm still a bit damaged from the end of the actual show itself.
I feel like that's a common sentiment.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me now that just wants to grab people and be like, just watch it. Get over your shit.
It just sort of like it's another thing where, you know, the show ended in 2019, and then House of the Dragon came out in 2022 for the first season, and then this has come out now, and I'm like, can we just move past it?
Can we just let it die?
Can we just leave it in the past? Like, it ended, it was bad, and we can just move on.
Can we do like George R. R. Martin and just leave it in like the back of the desk and not interact with it?
If we stop doing these projects, he might finish the books.
He's never finishing the book.
I saw a theory, and I'm starting to be inclined to agree with it, that he actually has finished the books, but they won't be released until he's dead because he doesn't want to deal with the shit.
That's cope.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my man. I've been in here for almost 10 years now.
But I genuinely, at this point, I wouldn't put it past him.
If he did do that, redeemed. Redeemed in my eyes. Any amount of shit I've ever given him for not finishing the book, redeemed.
Because the reception to the end of the show, like, I wonder if he just went, oh fuck, what if they react like that to the books?
See, my thing is, I feel like he did do that, but it just killed all motivation.
Yeah.
Like, any motivation he had left. Because I would believe that like he got distracted while like the show was getting like its success, but then like I want to say maybe around 2017ish, when he was also writing the book that House of the Dragon would then be based on, he was like, okay, I'm gonna get back into this, I'm gonna get my swing of it. And then the ending of the show came out, and he was like, this is just what's gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's just that, and maybe he's just written himself into a corner he doesn't know how to get out of.
Yeah.
Because he has done that before.
Yeah. I wish we could just leave it in the past at this point, to be honest.
No. As long as it makes money, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I know. That's the unfortunate part of...
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, don't. Rings of Power Season 3 comes out eventually.
I'm surprised that's still being made.
I know. Same. The Lord of the Rings is a whole other thing, though, because you have the fracturing of, like... You can get some rights, you can't get others.
Yeah.
You can adapt this part, but not this part.
What was the studio that got the rights to the fucking Gollum game?
Oh, I don't know. I think they shut down after the game came out. I think
I imagine
it crashed them. Because you've got like Amazon doing Rings of Power, but then you've also got Warner Brothers working on The Hunt for Gollum.
Yeah,
and they're two different things altogether. It's why like the Silmarillion can't really be adapted in any reasonable fashion.
To be fair, can you adapt Silmarillion? From what I know,
I think you could adapt stories from it.
Okay.
But I think the problem is that Christopher Tolkien kind of fucked everything up for everyone.
Oh.
He didn't like the movies, as far as I know.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did hear about that.
He was a little too purist and up himself about it.
I mean, to be fair, from the perspective of basically having to cradle the thing his dad made.
Yeah. But I think there's the thing of, like, you can say that it's an inaccurate adaptation in the content, but in the actual... We had this conversation not long ago of, like, faithfulness and the actual, like, tone and how to convey... You know, you can do a faithful adaptation without being accurate.
Or authentic.
And I think that's what Peter Jackson did. He went for authenticity and faithfulness to the themes. Rather than necessarily the content itself.
And, like, to a point, I do enjoy authenticity over faithfulness when it comes to adaptations, because, like, I just like the fact that, like, you can take different versions of a story and just compare and contrast, like, what works in here, what works in here, because, like, there are some things in the book that, like, works better in the book than it did in probably the film, and honestly probably vice versa. Like, I'm forever gonna... I'm sorry, Tolkien fans. I'm gonna be thankful there's no fucking Tom Bombadil in the film. The fact that that's just removed from the story entirely, I see that as a win.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but it's just how I am. I don't give a fuck about with singing or whatever.
It's genuinely like a huge roadblock when you read the book as well, because he just happens, and you need to get past them.
And the burning of the Shire, while interesting thing thematically for the book, I feel like it just was never going to work in film.
Yeah, no, it takes away from the end of the movie, I think, if you adapt to Burning of the Shire.
And Return of the King already has, like, multiple different threads it has to end, and that's always been a complaint since the movie came out, that it ends, like, 7 different times.
Yeah.
If you add a whole other, like, you would have to be a whole other act.
Yeah.
So an already, like, almost 4-hour movie.
If you're watching the extended cut, it's 4.5.
Yeah. Imagine adding a whole other thing onto that.
That'd be a 5 and a bit hour movie.
That would be a saga in and of itself.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't mind that stuff got taken out.
Yeah. It's... He's dead, so, you know.
He can't hurt us anymore.
Well, he continues to. What have I been doing?
Yeah, that's basically all my stuff, really, that I can think of that's, you know, worth saying on the podcast.
Yeah. I played Oblivion, finally, in full. Normally, I'd pick it up, do the character creation, play the intro, and go, I'm kind of bored.
Which is kind of what I did, like, when I played it last time.
Yeah. But then I got the remaster over Christmas, and I just sat down and played it, and it's good.
It's a good game.
It's sort of... I don't like the ending that much.
To be fair, Bethesda game ending.
Yeah. You don't really do anything. You just sort of stand by and watch a cutscene play out while the big bad gets beaten the shit out of by Shaun Bean. Because
it's not your story, it's his story. That's why he doesn't do anything for a good 80% of it. I like Martin, but, like, he really doesn't do anything.
No, he constantly is just like, I'm not sure about being king, man. Oh, go and get me this thing. I'm not sure about being king, man. Can you get me this thing?
Get me this other thing, and, like, while you're doing that thing, I'll figure out the first thing.
Yeah.
And so that when you come back, we can get back to the first thing again.
I ignored the story for a long time.
You did. You basically went wandering for a while.
Yeah, I got up to the part where, like, you have to go find the like clue in the gardens in Cyrodiil.
Yeah.
Where you have to be at, like, a very specific time of day, and
you have to actually use your brain.
Yeah. I did that, and it was like, oh, go to the shrine and get the thing back, and I was just like, nah.
I don't think I will.
And I came back 50 hours later.
What took you so long to find, like, the hideout of the Crimson Dawn? It's like, well, I joined this assassin group, I fought in the arena, I got this tower in the mountains, you should check it out.
I'm the Speaker of the Dark Brotherhood, I'm the Grey Fox of the Thieves Guild, I run the Fighters Guild, for some reason. I'm also the head of the Mages Guild for some reason. That guy just killed himself. I don't know why.
Okay, so I've not played the Mages Guild questline. He kills himself?
Yeah, you do like every other faction quest in the game. You just sort of do a bunch of errands for people.
Yeah.
And as you reach certain points, you move sort of up the totem pole.
I remember the Fighters Guild being like the most egregious thing for that for me, because I was like, I feel like I'm not progressing. I'm just doing everyone's busy work.
Yeah, but then occasionally they'll be like, oh, you level up though. You have a new rank.
How?
And so in the Mages Guild, you do all of this, and eventually you end up like kind of near the top, and you're like, I feel like I've done nothing except get people killed. And then
Are we sure this isn't the Dark Brotherhood?
During it all, you have to you find out about the cult. I can't remember what they're called, but they make like black soul gems and stuff like this.
I don't know the name.
And so you have to figure out how they make black soul gems, and then you go back to the guy and he's like, oh, we found the head of the cult, you need to kill him, but to do that I need to put my soul into this special black soul gem, so you're now the head of the Mages Guild, and I'm just gonna kill myself in front of you, and you better make sure to take the black soul gem from me.
Hey. It's not quite killing himself, it's trapping his soul in a gem and leaving him there for all eternity.
He burned himself to death.
Yeah, that was his body. His soul is trapped for eternity in wherever the hell souls and soul gems go.
I'm also sure that's a key item, and it's still in my inventory, and I'm like, I don't know what I was meant to do with it then, because I killed the guy. So why do I still have this? I can't use it. It's a key item. I can't use it to refill anything.
Keepsake. You just got that guy's soul now.
It was really funny doing that, and then going down the Thieves Guild, and they're like, oh, you need to steal this item from the head of the Mages Guild, and I'm like, well, that's gonna be easy.
You just go into your own quarters and be like, I'm just gonna hand this to myself.
No, literally, you have to go into your own quarters, and there's an item you pick up, and it's like, well done.
I did it. I stole.
Yeah, it's a classic Bethesda game, you know.
Yeah.
It is 2005's Oblivion at its core. There's not too much different. It just has a new lick of paint on it, for better or worse at times.
Yeah.
I steered clear of the Oblivion gates as much as possible, because
that's fair.
They're just not that entertaining to do.
In the original version of the game I have on PC, I've got to the point where, like, if I want to do an Oblivion gate, I will enter the gate, activate no clip, go right up to the top of the tower, and then just grab the sigil, because I do not have time for your stupid puzzles, Oblivion.
Yeah, almost every time I would go in, I would immediately find a way to glitch the path to, and that at one point involved jumping over war doors. And I was like, yep, I'm not going to find the actual way of opening them. Fuck that.
One of the first things I did in the remaster when I played it for a bit was I got to the first gate with just a gate, or just like a big door, like right at the when you enter it, and I was just like, I can jump around it.
Yeah.
I know how to play this game. I can jump around it, and I just jumped around it.
I did that during the final Oblivion gate, you know, where you have to go past the siege, whatever it's called, and like you're meant to go and find like a lever and open the gates and go through and up to the tower, and I was like,
nah,
there's nothing stopping me from jumping around this. And then jumping up, and it worked, and I was like, of course it did, it's a fucking Bethesda game.
Yeah, there's no barriers here. We can just do that. You leveled up your acrobatics.
I had so much gold. I had bought all of the houses. I had most of my I had most of the useful skills like maxed out. Like blades and stuff you can only progress to a certain point really without spending far too long like grinding them, but yeah, I eventually was like, I was gonna play Shivering Isles, and then I was like, I've already spent 75 hours playing this game, I'm just exhausted. You're at this point. So I shelved it, and then I replayed Resident Evil 4 Remake and Resident Evil Village, and there's no real, we've talked about them before.
I that's reminded me, I replayed 7.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And quickly add on the thoughts that I probably already said in our big retrospective video we did a little while ago. 7 is just a game of two halves for me at this point.
Yeah.
The first half, exceptional, amazing, some of the best horror in the entire series. Love it. love the aesthetic of the Baker house and the puzzles, and it feels very. It's still very Resident Evil, like hokey, like bullshit. Like they have this big giant house that has all these trap doors and mazes and stuff, and you pick up a shotgun and it closes the door behind you, so they just have a shotgun they can never use. That's cool, but like it's still aesthetically very grounded in a way a lot of the other ones are. And then the second half happens, and it's not even when you hit the boat. For me, it's kind of when you hit like Marguerite. Like her part of the house is fine enough, but then you get to her boss fight and it just
no, I get that.
You don't want to be hunted down by her, but you also simultaneously have to hunt her down. So it's like, and you're basically just shooting at her nest butt for like however long until she dies. And then the Lucas stuff is just more annoying than anything because you have these thin as fuck bombs like with wires that you can barely see. And then your little crates that you can break just start blowing up. And you can't tell the difference. So do you waste your bullets on trying to see if that was a box that blows up? Or do you tank the hit?
No.
Meh. And I also very much decided not to do any DLC.
That's fair. The DLCs are not really worth it.
I played them before. They're fine. I can live without them though. I currently don't know if I want to, because I know I want to do Village for sure, now that I've done 7, like again. But I don't know if I also want to do 2 Make and 4 Make again because of Leon.
I only did 4 and Village because those were the last 2 that I had to play on PS5.
Okay.
Because I played 2 Make and 3 Make last year. I played 7 when it came out on PS4. And Village I've had since it came out for PS5, but I just didn't get around to playing it. I didn't get around to playing Village until I got it for PC. So I just replayed those just because I was like, I'll finish them before 9 comes out for Requiem.
At time of recording, it's coming out this week.
Yeah, it comes out this Friday.
I will have to wait an extra week because I'm getting it for my birthday.
My code is already sitting, waiting to be redeemed.
Nice.
So I'm gonna redeem that when I get home, and I'll probably preload it on Friday before I go to work. Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Don't tell me anything, you fuck.
I won't. After that, I've just been playing some Metroidvanias just to kill time until Requiem at this point, because I don't really want to pick up anything too heavy. So I played Record of Lodoss War Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth.
Yes.
Hate that title. Far too long. It's okay. It's really inspired by Symphony of the Night. Down to graphical style and presentation too. However, it's so simplistic that it's it's fine. You can beat it in like 6 hours, so that's okay. And there's nothing really challenging about it. The second last boss is kind of bullshit. Because you've worked your way through this Wonder Labyrinth or whatever, and the areas don't make sense. The layout doesn't have a context, so you're just going from one place to another, and you don't really know why or where you are. There's no actual locational names. It's not like Symphony of the Night where you walk into the cathedral and it comes up cathedral, or Bloodstained, which I'm playing right now, where it does something similar. And this one, it's just stages. And so you go through 6 stages and you fight a boss. You usually fight 2 bosses in the stages, and you get to the second last boss that you think's going to be the last boss, and it's it's called Memory, and it's all of the party members that Deedlit, the elf character you play with, was partied with during the original Record of Lodoss War novel series.
Okay.
So characters who you've seen throughout this, because you're sort of going through her memories in a way. It's weird. And then you fight all of them, and it's like one boss that keeps switching mid-attack to different characters, and that's just kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
So that was annoying. And then the last boss, you just sort of sit and spam a really easy attack and they die. It's fine.
Damn.
It's rather underwhelming for a Metroidvania. I think it could have been better. You're really limited in the amount of, not in the amount of weapons you get, just the different types. There's pretty much just a sword, which does the sword thing of Metroidvanias, and then the great sword, which does the arc above the head.
Okay.
There is one other type that I can't remember. I don't think you get barehanded.
Damn.
You get like one other one.
You can't fist the enemies.
And there's no like whip type weapon or anything like that. Well, you get one really early, but it's useless by the time you get it. And then there's one cool one, but you get it like kind of early mid game, so it runs out of like being useful really quickly, and it's called the boomerang, and you literally just throw like a blade and it comes back, so you get a chance to hit the enemy twice, and
Nice.
you can get airborne enemies and stuff like that. So that's cool, but it quickly becomes useless.
Great.
You outpace it really quickly. So that was kind of disappointing, and there's no voice acting or anything, so that sort of made for a bit of a bleh time.
Lackluster experience.
Yeah, but now I'm playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and it's good. It's very good. It's I mean, it's Koji Igarashi.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is a good...
It's the guy.
It's the guy. It's literally just Symphony of the Night. And I'm not even fucking kidding, because it's set in a castle, and you go in, you start in the entrance, then you end up in the cathedral, you go to the library, you have the underground section. There is a train. There's no train in Symphony of the Night, though.
I mean, Symphony of the Night could be improved by a train.
Could be improved by a train. So you take a train to like another section of the castle. There's 2 towers.
Not again.
It's not as bad as Symphony of the Night's 2 towers, though.
Okay, cool.
Thankfully. That's the one part where the 3D, the 2.5D part of the game kind of bothered me, because as you're going up, one of them you go up from the outside, so you spiral around it. And the game does that sort of like moving, like the 3D stuff.
Yeah.
And you kind of see at some earlier points, like when you go into the castle, you go along a bridge and it sort of like starts and goes around, and then you end up in the castle. And it's cool. However, going up the outside of that tower, if enemies dropped stuff, you couldn't pick them up. Because for whatever reason, your alignment didn't match up because of the 2.5D stuff.
Fucking great.
So yeah, and then it made actually trying to get to certain sections, like where it would show a chest on the map, kind of annoying, because sometimes you would get to a certain point and you would think, oh, I'm right where the chest is, and then if you moved a little bit, you would ping over to the other side because you were technically on the other side of the tower, but it's because it's a 2D map.
Oh, great.
But it is a very fun game. I think the second boss of the game is a kind of bullshit, because you start on a boat and you get attacked by the enemies and stuff like that, and you fight a boss, and then you get off the boat and you get the setup for the castle, the lore drop, all that sort of stuff, and then you go into the castle and you're looking around, and eventually you stumble across a boss room and fight like a sword guy, who's very fast, has a very far reach. After he starts his second phase, he just lights his sword on fire, and it's all sort of like, I feel like this is an end game boss with early game abilities. Your backstep does not get you out of most of the attacks fast enough. You can jump over him for the most part, but you gotta hope you're not jumping up as he's bringing his sword down type thing.
Oh, you're fucked.
Yeah, and like he can clear the room in like half a second, so your reaction time's gotta be, you know. Eventually I ran around grinding out some levels, but also grinding up one of my abilities to just fire magic arrows, because it would eventually, once I leveled it up, I could fire 5 that did more damage than my single sword swing. So it was like, I kind of cheesed it
A little bit.
but none of the other bosses have been that difficult since then. They've all sort of been fine, standards,
Okay.
you know, Metroidvania type boss fights. I wish the bosses had health bars though. Did Symphony of the Night do boss health bars?
No.
No. It's the one thing I always find that Metroidvanias kind of always fall a point down on is that some do health bars for bosses, and then some don't, and I think it's just a guess. It feels too much like a guessing game.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of don't know where you are in the boss fight. You don't know how far along you've pushed them. You don't know if you're potentially going to go into the second phase.
And there's also like Metroidvanias where like most bosses don't have health bar except for like maybe the final one, which does have one, which is just like, well, you used it here. Why can't you just use it in the other ones?
Yeah, I think Ritual of the Night has an item you can find late. I think actually just to maybe after the area I got to, where you can like see enemy health bars, and it's like I don't want it for all of them. I just want it for bosses.
Yeah.
So hopefully like there's a new game plus or like replay function that you can replay with your new equipment and sort of do stuff like that. But none of the bosses have really been challenging enough that I actually cared that much about seeing their health bars. I would just hit them a couple of times or like a bunch of times, and then suddenly they would die, and I'd be like, oh okay,
we did it.
We did it. Like there's one on the towers where you're like going up and suddenly like two, I think they're part of the one thing, are like two lizard type giant monsters start like trying to eat you, and they like move up and down the tower, and you've got to move with them or they'll like pincer you. And eventually, like I'm just going down, and like I don't think I even hit them like during the last time, but suddenly they just died, and I was like, okay. Oh. Sure. I don't know if that was meant to happen.
But you'll take it.
But I'll take it. But yeah, no, that's I'm gonna try and finish that before Friday, before Requiem comes out, and then I'll just jump into Requiem. I don't think I've been watching too much. I have been reading like usual. I read The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm not going to go too much into detail for that because it's a fucking massive book. It's great. You should go watch the OSP video about it. It's what got me to read it, and hopefully I'll get you to read it because it is genuinely like a fantastic book. Like straight 10 out of 10.
Masterpiece
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Now I'm reading The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I don't know. I finished the first book and I was like, okay, this was interesting. You know, I like the approach of a fantasy world that's inspired by Chinese history, not Chinese mythology straight up, but like Chinese history. I think that's very fascinating because you can draw a lot of parallels to obviously real world history, and that's, you know, something we don't learn a lot about. And there's stuff that it's like the episode isn't even going to exist anymore. But we discussed Nanking during Barefoot Again, which unfortunately listeners won't be able to hear because the episode got fucked up.
Fucking audition piece of shit.
So there's stuff like that, and you sort of get to see that from someone who has more of a real tie to it. You know, R.F. Kuang is a Chinese author, or Chinese American, I believe. I can't remember if she's actually English. I believe she's American. She studied in China. She's got a degree in Chinese tactical history or something like that. I don't know. It's you know, it's interesting. However, I don't like the main character Rin too much. She has stayed the same across the entirety of the book and a half that I've read. The first book, it's understandable to a degree because she's a kid who goes to school and learns about war and then is suddenly thrust into an actual war without too much preparation, and so she is seeing death of not just people but people she knows, friends. So it's, you know, there's the traumatic element of it, but then it tears off in the direction of like she's going to be part of the unit that like ends the war because they all have kind of like superpowers. And then that unit gets sold out to the enemy, which is basically Japan. They're called the Muganese, so, you know, just Japan.
Yeah.
She's then experimented on, and then her like mentor dies because he's like the same as her. They use the same powers, and then he dies, and she has a meltdown and destroys the entirety of Japan.
Ooh.
Yeah. and then
that's a war crime.
Yeah, and then she kind of has to live with that, and that's where the second book starts. But now it's like in such a weird spot where like she's just a petulant child, and that's getting real hard to put up with.
Yeah, for like 2 books straight almost.
Yeah, and couple that with the fact that the story is just not moving along at the stage I'm at. Because in the second book, the war's over, the Third Poppy War, and now at the start of the book, Rin and her unit, the Sikh, are trying to assassinate the Empress, because the Empress is basically the one that initiated the war between Mugen and I think it's Nikara is the stand-in for China in this story. And basically, even though she's the Empress of Nikara, she like sat back and let it happen because she knew that she could, like, if they lost, if they ceded some land to Japan, I'm just going to call them China and Japan for this, it's easier, that she would then be able to get in with the Emperor and like seduce him and then like take over both.
Okay.
And now like they're trying to assassinate her because they sold out her unit. They don't think that she cares. I mean, they know they don't. She doesn't care for her people and stuff like that, and she caused the war that killed millions of people. And then they're like abducted by one of the warlords, because there's the Empress and then there's the 12 warlords.
Okay.
And the 12 warlords basically are named after the Zodiac.
Okay.
So it's like you got the dragon, the horse, the ram, the hare, the mouse, snake, tiger, etc., etc. And so they're abducted by the dragon warlord, and he's like, I'm starting a civil war. We're going to start a revolution. We're going to make this a republic.
Nice.
And it's like, that's cool. I was starting to get bit more invested.
Yeah.
Rin started to feel less sorry for herself. She kind of started to come into her own a little bit. Her powers got sealed away and she became a bit of a brat again. But now, where I'm at, they have been sailing up a river for like a quarter or more of the book, because it's like
one river.
They're the only province that has built a navy, because the China stand-in has neglected a navy for however long. So they've built a navy, and they're going to take the navy up the rivers within the country to attack the other provinces, to then attack the capital and take out the Empress. But they've been on it for so long, and because they're like up against the clock to avoid getting stuck for winter. And I'm like, okay, this is cool, but it's going on for so fucking long. And like Rin just keeps getting worse as a person, and she's like, oh, I just don't care to be alive. I don't care about anything. I'm only good enough if I'm at war, if I'm a fighter. And then she proceeds to, verbally abuse every person around her. And I'm like, I'm so close to DNFing it and just moving on to something else, just to read anything good.
Just find something interesting.
Yeah, and like, who knows, maybe it could get better and could come together more at the end, but I don't know if I want to read another 350 pages just to find that out.
Yeah.
And I'm already like 350 in. So I'm
tired.
Yeah, it's stunting my ability to progress with my reading goal for the year, which is about 50 books. And I'm not majorly adherent to it. I don't care that much. It's just I want to have some kind of goal in mind. But this is only my third book this year, and it's almost the end of February. I'm like, I could be doing better than this. But I'm so stuck because I just don't like this main character. I don't like the POV. And I don't think the plot is progressing much, and there's more concern over what is the word? There's a specific word for like the like chronicling of history, of the studying of history, of the like, it's not histrionics. Historiography.
Okay.
It feels more concerned with the historiography of it all, than the actual story that's being told.
Yeah, because like when you described like one of the warlords like deciding they want to turn this into a republic, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is just what happened with, like, at the fall of the Qing dynasty.
The Qing dynasty. Yeah, it's basically.
I know it's spelled differently, but like, and that's where my brain was getting like mulled up. I was like, no, it's
It's the Qing Dynasty.
Shin Dynasty. Yeah.
So it's sort of coming up on basically the like Chinese Civil War.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. It was cool in the first book to go, oh, this kind of parallels this kind of parallels that. And I'm like, oh, you're actually just paralleling...
This is just a history book with like fictional characters.
I was like, oh, you're actually just paralleling the entirety of from the Qing Dynasty to now.
Yeah.
Except some things are a little muddled because Japan's invaded a little early.
Yeah.
So it's the story would be interesting. The world is fascinating, but the fact that it feels more concerned with the bulk of the text being about the historiography of the work is not a fun story to read, because you spend more time having strategy or actual like stuff explained that just goes, I could pick up a Chinese history textbook and find this in there. I just don't find that fun to read, because if I wanted to read a history textbook,
you would.
I would. But I don't think that that's a great communication of a story, you know, and especially when they're stuck in a fucking river.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get it. So the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking just...
Honestly, yeah, if it feels like you're just... If you feel like you're trapped in a book because you want to move on to other things, I feel like you just gotta just put it down and just move on.
I think I will. I've got Frankenstein and Wuthering Heights sitting there, and I've got a bunch of other books, but those are the two that I'm kind of interested in reading like now, because I'm some people I think plan out their reading lists, and I'm just like a vibe person. I finish something and then I'm like, I feel this. It's like that's what I did with Snow Crash after Count of Monte Cristo. I was like, I need something completely different.
Yeah.
And like, what's more different than a sci-fi like how do I describe it, like religious
criticism?
Kind of. It's sort of more about like the intersection of religion and technology, and how the same sort of cult like tendencies can arise from it, and how technology is just throughout history has been used as a method of proliferation of agenda. I think is the best summation of that book. That was very good though. I did enjoy Snow Crash. Halo Edge of Dawn was pretty good. You know my thoughts on it. It just sort of feels like an expansion that didn't happen. Yeah. Which is sort of the book's biggest downfall.
Yeah, it sounds cool when you say it like that, but it also like that means that there's going to be events that happen off screen because you are not the player character.
Yes, and that is my biggest issue with the book, is that it feels like it doesn't use the fact that it's a book to the biggest advantage. You're kind of stuck in Chief's perspective the entire time. Whereas if I take something like The Fall of Reach, which uses the fact that it's a novel to its fullest advantage and bounces around different perspectives, you start with Halsey, you have a bit of Keyes, if I recall correctly, you then jump to John Halo.
Despite what you may think about Halo, John Halo is not always the most interesting point of view.
And so it limits what you can do, because like Esparza gets like kidnapped near the end of the book. Not really. It turns out the Sword of San Helios are also on the ring, and he teams up with them.
Yeah.
And he just disappears. And it's like, oh, okay. Just drop that massive lore bit there that the Swords of San Helios are there. We didn't know that.
I mean, yeah, but like the fact that you just brought them up at all makes me think, so there's no Arbiter POV then?
No, Arbiter's still on San Helios.
Damn. I always figured that like after like Halo 3, like he's like the leader of like the Swords of San Helios, which I know he kind of is.
He is, but I think there's like a detachment.
Yeah, like he's also like the head of San Helios overall at that point. So I guess it makes sense. But like, I want Arby.
Yeah, you find out at the end of the book that he's on San Helios trying to deal with some other situation, and then they get the message from Zeta Halo / Infinity.
Okay,
and so that would set up the events of the next game.
If there was a next game.
There was a next game, but fat chance of that happening.
How do you feel about going back to the fucking beginning again?
Don't.
But this time, the graphics are even shinier.
God.
And also we added sprinting.
If they... Oh, I don't want to think about Halo Combat fucking...
Campaign
Evolved?
Revolved?
I think it's Campaign Evolved.
Oh.
Yeah. Just bring the Master Chief Collection to PS5.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
fucking
so
remaster
easy.
it again. It's like the fact they remastered Gears of War 1 twice now and then haven't even paid attention to 2 or 3. Also, like 4 is still a Windows, a Microsoft Store exclusive.
5.
5 is on Steam. 4 is on Microsoft
Oh,
Store
sorry,
only.
Gears.
Oh no, yeah, 5 is
Sorry,
Xbox.
my brain reset to Halo again
No.
for a second. Like, no, you're talking about Gears.
Yeah,
you're right.
Halo 5 is Xbox exclusive, which is even worse.
I was like, yeah, if Halo 5 is dead on PC,
yeah,
it just isn't there. Maybe for the best, but still, I'd like it just to have the collection.
Yeah, I'd like to, whenever I want to replay Halo, as much as I don't like that game, I still feel like I need to play it. I would just like to not have to set up the Xbox One again. I would just like to leave that console behind me.
Like George R. R. Martin with A Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh, God. Aside from that, I've not really been...
Also, look forward, because we've hit it out already, but there is probably going to be another Halo episode at some point in the future.
Yeah. Another thing I did, and I don't think I mentioned this to you, but I read through the first part of Chainsaw Man.
I think you might have mentioned a little bit of this.
I think I briefly mentioned it, but I don't think I went into too much detail.
No.
So I watched the Chainsaw Man anime when it aired back in 2022.
Yeah, it was around about when we were starting the podcast.
It was the first season.
Because I remember asking you about it, I think, at the time, and you were just like, no.
It was very early. It was like in the teens, I want to say, for the episode number. And it was part of, at the time, I was doing solo episodes, and one thing I tried to do was like a seasonal summary thing, because there was a lot on that I actually wanted to watch during the season that I attempted to do that. I'm not a big seasonal enjoyer. I think it just kind of burns me out a bit.
Okay.
I like watching shows week to week, but on some level, it's like trying to keep up is a nightmare. So I watched Chainsaw Man. I watched a few other shows, but Chainsaw Man I just absolutely fucking despised back then. I thought it was really just awful. There's a commendable attempt at like a cinematic creative drive to it, but I don't think it landed particularly well, and there's some stuff that's just straight up abhorrently repulsive about it, and I gave it a 4.
Yeah.
And then last year, 2025, the sequel movie Resi Arc came out, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I just ignored it. I wasn't going to go pay money to see it in the cinema, and I wasn't then going to pay money to watch it digitally on streaming services, because it's not on Crunchyroll or anything yet. And I wasn't...
Saw it and went, nah, fuck off.
And I also wasn't going to go out of my way to spend the time downloading it.
Yeah.
And putting on a hard drive and watching it from my laptop to the TV.
It didn't deserve that, yeah.
I didn't feel like it deserved it, no. And then we switched internet providers, and part of my new internet provider is that you get like a reward scheme, and from their store you could get a free movie. And so I'm looking through it, and the first thing I want to do is, because this is a family thing, it might be in my name and I might be dealing with it, but it's for the family. I'm looking for any movie that like all of us could watch. Nothing. I was like, oh fuck, okay. Well. And so I'm going through it, and the Chainsaw Man movie was there, Resi Arc, and I was like, well, I can't find anything else. Everything else either having a different format or better quality or something or other, and I'm like, this is the only movie that I don't want to spend effort.
You don't want to pay for.
Yeah, or money on. So I bought it, and then I watched it. And it was really good.
Oh, no.
I actually really enjoyed it. It is very different from season 1. It's a different director. There is more of a, like... the director, I think I just prefer his approach to it. But I finished it and was like, well, fuck. When's the next one out? Oh, who knows? Oh, it's going to be a movie again? Oh, fuck. And then I downloaded the manga, and I read it. And you know what? The manga kind of fucking rocks.
Well...
The manga, yeah.
So someone fucked up in the adaptation.
Genuinely, because there's a pace to the manga where all these events that take the place over like 12 episodes, I read in like 2 hours. There's such like a fast pace to it that is so chaotic that you're like, no, this is kinetic and propulsive, and like it genuinely pulls you through it. And I think some of that's down to just the artwork too. It's so like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, there's a chaos, but also it depicts the action very like concisely and cleanly and understandably, which some artists can fuck up. You can lose intelligibility through trying to depict something as very messy and chaotic.
Yeah.
Whereas Fujimoto's art style really just nails it, and he's very good at paneling and stuff and constructing it. And so I read up to the end of where the anime is, which is the Resi arc, and was like, damn, that's actually really good. So I continued through it, and I got to the end of part 1, and I was like, fuck, this was actually incredible. And I hate some of the stuff that happens, but for like good writing reasons, because this is the thing, I kind of want to cover it for the show at some point now.
Oh boys.
So I don't know about talking about spoilers, because I just want to avoid potentially spoiling you for stuff.
If you want to recommend it, then that is gonna put it on like as something I might want to watch.
Yeah.
Like, even if we don't cover it for the podcast, even just in my own time. So I would kindly ask that you don't.
There's some stuff I wish I could talk about, but like I will refrain, because I think it's one of those things, like I had no idea. Somehow avoided spoilers for it. And yeah,
I know almost nothing about it, like, at all. So
yeah,
all I've heard about it is just from you.
Yeah, which I didn't like it. I was a hater up until I watched the Resi arc movie.
You know that meme image of like the bird with like the cracker, and it's just like, no, get it out my face. You take like a bite of it, and it's just like the manga, and you're like, oh my god. Yeah.
Everyone was so hyped about the movie and like loved it, and I was like, nah, you all fucking loved the show. I don't trust you.
I seen what makes you cheer. It disgusts me.
I did pick up season 1 on Blu-ray because I was like, fuck, I gotta reevaluate. I need to know.
You'll watch it and like you'll still hate the adaptation, but you'll be like, well, this is just a betrayal.
Yeah. The thing is, I wonder how much is down to just like, I don't know if a week-to-week schedule for that kind of thing worked. You know, like watching one episode a week and feeling that be dragged out,
like coalesce as well. Yeah.
I don't think that necessarily worked for Chainsaw Man, where it kind of always consistently felt like I described, kinetic and propulsive. It's you're kind of being pulled through all these events very, very quickly, and so a 12-week airing schedule might not be conducive to that sort of storytelling. But we'll see. I don't have high hopes. But there is a movie edit of the first season that doesn't come out to being too much shorter than the actual runtime of the season itself.
Okay.
So it's split into like 2 movies that total about 3.5 hours, and it's like a 4-hour.
Okay.
5-hour. I think it's 4 hours for like a 5-hour run of the season.
Okay.
So I think it's 2-hour movies, and I'm like, at worst, that could be a good way to watch it if like we're doing it when Melina comes back, because I wouldn't want to just subject you to that.
If it's painful, then yeah. I want other people to suffer. Sorry, Melina.
But yeah, I don't got much else to discuss. This was meant to, like we said, this was meant to be part of a larger discussion, including the Muppets.
Yeah, and well, the Muppets thing just it mutated into its own. How long was that video?
2.5 hours.
Yeah. How did we do that?
Because we were doing it on Discord, where we feel far less inclined to stick to a sort of roughly 90-minute maximum runtime.
That is true.
We do this in person, and we're on like a clock.
Yeah. Like I gotta go home at some point.
And today we have plans later, so it's like we gotta be clocked out by like 5.
Yeah. This is a job.
Yeah, it's funny. It is really like an actual like. When we do this in person, there is like a shift.
Yeah, we become a bit more professional with each other.
It's like,
I bet.
you guys turn up, do about an 8-hour shift. I'm in like an hour earlier, and I do like a 9 because I'm setting up, and I'm like, damn, this really does operate like how it works where I work, where it's like the team leader turns up and does like an hour or two before everyone else turns up, and I'm like, fuck, how did we do this? How did we end up with this?
This was supposed to be a fun hobby, and that we've workified it. And we're not being paid.
No, it doesn't feel like work though, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
I still call this a hobby.
Yeah,
so, you know.
it is. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I've got anything that I missed. I've probably watched like a movie here or there that would be interesting to talk about.
I'm thinking the same thing. I feel like there's something that I'm forgetting, but it's all been consumed by Fallout and A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
There's also this thing of it's like, this is our first recording session in person for the year, and it's like we're almost 3 months into the year, and we do these about once a month usually. So it's like there's like 2 or 3 months, because December was also not a recording month.
Yeah, that was a while ago, and I can't remember the intricate details of what I was doing, other than like, I don't know, look at my letterboxd stuff.
So yeah,
I watched Wallace and Gromit.
There's probably some details lost in the signal, because just the amount of time that we've been away from being in person. But things were sort of chaotic over.
We will try as hard as we can to get a more regular schedule going on this.
I think we're back on the horse, at least. Hopefully. For now. So yeah, this has been this episode, and we'll see you guys next week for a very truncated discussion of Barefoot again, and
apologies in advance.
The Animatrix, just because something fucked up. You'll find out in the actual episode itself.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.